This one is number 670455. Isn't it cute?
If you could only be with me.
Yes, our kids are available in many different sizes and colors. Whoops, I hear just now that white is sold out already. Thank you so much, everyone. It's such great fun to see that our kids are so popular with you. So, hurry up and reserve your own personal kit right.
I can't even take this serious. What?
How have I missed one of the biggest conspiracy theories ever? Ghislaine Maxwell was at John Benet Ramsey's last birthday party? Can someone confirm? It's a rabbit hole I don't have the strength for tonight. Because what?
Well, in that case, let's keep the horse crap going. All right, so next on our creepy celebrity conspiracy theories that are so crazy they might be true, we have Gisele Bündchen and Nicolas Cage. All right, so Gisele Bündchen is a Brazilian supermodel who got married to Tom Brady back in 2009, and allegedly she's a white witch, and Tom Brady knew this when they got married, right? So their agreement was that she would support his football career, give him all the success he wants in football with her spells and her potions and stuff. In return, he just has to retire at 45 so they can continue to grow their family and spend the rest of their life together. So Tom kind of confirmed this in an interview that he did when they asked him about like his pregame rituals and stuff. And he talked about the different things his wife has taught him, which is like different mantras and stuff to say before the game. She made him an altar in their locker room. She also made him like a necklace with like a potion in it that he has to wear. She gave him stones and stuff that he has to rub a certain amount of time. Just really witchy stuff.
You know, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game. Because she just wills it so much. And these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes. I say all these mantras.
Tom also said in that interview that Gisele has predicted how either good or bad the season is going to go for him. So anytime a season starts, he goes and asks her, is it going to be a good season or a bad season? And she has predicted it accurately every time.
At first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks. And she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things. And my God, you know, it worked. It was pretty good.
And then she told him, good thing you married a good witch.
She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
So then in early 2022, Tom announced his retirement, then ended his retirement early after only 40 days, which allegedly upset Gisele because he broken her trust because he went against their agreement, which was for him to retire so he could spend more time with his family. So then, for his 23rd football season, Gisele told him that she was done using her magic and stuff to help him. So Tom and Gisele obviously started living apart while they were going through this divorce. Gisele started spending more time in Miami with her spiritual healer, and Tom struggled through a tough season with the Buccaneers. So Tom and the Buccaneers ended up losing 3 consecutive games, and the only other time that has happened to Tom was back in 2002. So allegedly, without Gisele's protection spells and her magic, Tom's age caught up with him. So then he ends up retiring again.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good.
Stating various health issues and just wanting to spend more time with his family, like what Gisele wanted all along. All right, so back in 2011, a guy by the name of Jack Mard, who owns Thanatos Archive, which is a photography museum, he ended up posting on eBay that he was selling a photo from the Civil War that is allegedly Nicolas Cage. Now, he's selling this photo for $1 million. But anyway, so the conspiracy goes that this is Nicolas Cage in this photo because he's immortal. Now, my only gripe with it is that if he was immortal, wouldn't he not age? And he has been aging, so I don't know if I believe this one. But what y'all think? Oh, and Nicolas Cage is actually playing Dracula in his new movie.
Interesting.
These are some of the scariest conspiracy theories in the world, but we're going to keep going until we find the craziest one. There's actually a huge conspiracy that the Denver International Airport is the Illuminati's headquarters, which is crazy. So basically, since a lot of people already have this conspiracy, the airport themselves have embraced the rumors by poking fun at it. Like, they have billboards and posters around the airport that's like, hey, we're aliens. And people think that since they poke around and joke at it, that it's probably true, that why are they making fun of it? They're trying to hide it. There's also a huge conspiracy that the Apollo 17 was not the last moon mission. Okay. So after Apollo 17 in 1972, America actually stopped sending astronauts to the moon. NASA claimed that they logged all the research they needed and the government funding was reduced, so it ended. The movie actually ended up coming out about a fictional Apollo 18 mission, and now some people believe that the mission was real and it ended tragically when the astronauts had a run-in with aliens. I think that arguably one of the biggest conspiracies is that people believe that airplane exhaust trails are actually filled with chemtrails. So within this conspiracy, people think that the exhaust trails on airplanes are actually chemtrails, and it's the government that's trying to spray us, and they're keeping it a secret. And there's also a lot of conspiracies that feed into this, like whether or not it's cloud seeding for storms, or if it's like mind seeding to control our minds. We're gonna keep going with this until we find the craziest one, so make sure you add me and come back to me tomorrow.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in?
The ancient civilizations on Earth were far more advanced than we're being told, and that one of them possibly even thrived before our oceans even existed. Stay with me. In the spring of 2013, a gentleman was sailing his yacht around the Azores Islands, an autonomous region of Portugal, when he discovered a large pyramid underwater. They would find that this architectural marvel was 60 feet tall and bigger around than a football field. So naturally, I had to dig deeper, and as I did, I kept seeing pictures of it circled on Google Earth. And of course, I had to go find it for myself. It's right here. But as I was checking it out, I thought to myself, well, where there's one, there's got to be more, right? Well, look right above it. 1, 2. 2 more pyramids. From there, it was over. I was up all night, scanning the entire ocean floor. And what I found absolutely blew my mind. That there were large clusters of what could be potential pyramids at the depths of the ocean all over the world. And I mean thousands of them. Do you see it? As I was scanning the ocean floor the other night, I spotted this. So I zoomed in on it. To me, it looks just like the statues of giants from Easter Island. Then I spotted another face right next to it, surrounded by idols. Check them out. Look at that one's definitive. There's another one. But the most interesting part, the statues I found were just north of Hawaii, over 4,000 miles away from Easter Island. But I wanted more evidence, so I went back to Easter Island and checked around it. Notice these circular structures. A number of them, blurred out. And sure enough, blurred out. Another one, another one, another one. They're a circular structure with a peak at the top. So I came to the conclusion that this civilization of people existed here and north of Hawaii. So I thought to myself, they had to travel to get there. What path did they take? So after coming to the conclusion that the same people that lived on Easter Island also lived north of Hawaii, I figured they must have traveled to get there. So I looked closely and look at this. The path heads west and north. Not only that, they actually had a path going from Easter Island back to South America. You can literally see the beaten path going to the land. Then I quickly noticed that looks like around the area of Peru. And that's when my light bulb just went off. If you didn't know this, Paracas, Peru is where Julio Tello in 1928 discovered over 300 elongated skulls on a desert peninsula. So I bet you know what I did next. Paracas, Peru. What a coincidence. Straight to it. The elongated skull people of Paracas, Peru were probably behind the pyramids and the large idols. Oh, and one last thing. Don't their statues kind of resemble something found on Mars?
These are the scariest conspiracy theories in the world, but we're going to keep going until we find the craziest one. This is probably the biggest conspiracy in the entire world, but people think the moon landing was actually fake. Basically, some people believe that NASA actually staged the landing and that the secret has been protected by the CIA ever since. Basically, that moon landing footage that happened like 20,000 decades ago, they think was filmed inside of a studio, just fake. Another crazy one is that people actually think that the Earth has been sucked into a black hole back in 2012. I'm sure literally everybody already knows about this, but back in 2012, literally the entire planet thought the world was going to end. Do you remember that? This theory all comes from CERN whenever they found a God particle back in 2012. People thought from that day forward that Earth was actually sucked into this black hole and we are there now. So some people also have a conspiracy theory that the Earth is hollow, not flat, but hollow. So back in 2014, scientists actually released a new unknown finding about the Earth's core, and this is what sparked this conspiracy, that there's actually an Earth inside of the Earth. So not only do people think that NASA faked the moon landing, but some people also think that there's a conspiracy the moon isn't even real. It's just a projection. Obviously, everyone can come to an agreement and say the moon is there. Obviously, we can see it. But the conspiracy here is that some people think this could be a projection. It's not actually a rock floating in space. It's just light. We're going to keep going until we find the craziest one, so make sure you add me and come back to me tomorrow.
My favorite conspiracy theory is that there are people hired by the government to cause rush hour traffic, and it's funded by big oil and SSRI distributors, because what else are you doing in traffic other than burning gas and being miserable? It's my favorite because I just made it up.
So I poured it out in my bowl, and out comes this paper that was all folded up just like this.
The note contains a mashup of words and references to current events and conspiracy theories. Miller says his big concern is that somehow a note made its way into a sealed food product.
I don't know what's inside the cereal, or if this note was laced with anything. It's not the note that really bothers me, it's just these notes are found inside food.